you got to stay close. You got to go quick today before the rain comes again. All right, so it is Sunday, July 19th. It's just about noontime, 72 degrees. We had thunderstorms and heavy rain this morning. But I wanted to get out because there's a little break checking on the radar. So we'll see where we are. As you can see, we got a lot of puddles around, standing water. It's still very muggy, but you see just the constant water, heavy rain washing down. Trench had to dig out, get that a little deeper just to keep the water from going down the path to the door. And all the fines in the driveway just keep getting washed out, so we're just getting to be more loose stone now instead of a nice packed surface. But there's the sky. It is raining a little bit light, but I'm going to try to get through just a little quicker. So the hosta is really flowering out beautifully. And the hydrangea, all the different flower heads. And again, we're getting, as it ages, we're getting the different color in there for the different blossoms. Same on this one. And look at the campanula here. And of course it's getting weighed down with the rain. Pop over quick and see the Sweet William bed here. Little by little, daisies are going by the wayside. And unfortunately, this bed here of the Sweet William is kind of getting spent too. Corn's getting tall over here. Those 6 are about knee high. No flowers on the butternut squash. I have to get in there and weed some more. I know I keep saying this now the last couple of videos that the sunflower is getting ready to open, but now there's actually color on the petals. Oh, and look at toward the back there, that wisteria is actually grabbing onto the plywood on the shed. See the little strands over there? Just gripping. Get in close behind there. You see that white? That's all little grabbers on the underside. So that's quite a climber. There's another view of them there. If you see them, right there. What's going on, woodpeckers? Sebastian, you gonna keep up? Oh, we have some hawk and bird activity up there. I can get all the way up there. Oh, long tree. There he is. Yeah, hawk's sitting way up there, and the woodpeckers are chasing him, mobbing him. You're gonna stay close, right, buddy? It's really wet in the woods and we don't have time to go trying to chase you down. I don't think you want to be out in the woods during a thunderstorm. So flower bed's looking good. A little more weeds. That's okay. The sunflowers are getting good. Sebastian, come. Good boy. Good puppy. Let's go show off the center garden here. All right, so I have to get a tape measure and get in there, but the tiger lily over here is at least the top of my head. If I can't stand right next to it, but it's above my eye level, so it's well over 5'9". Beautiful bee balm. Just look at this. all the lilies. So I'm just going to do a couple of circles around here slow. Even soaked in rain, these are just such beautiful flowers. How far are you going, buddy? Now I can see changes on this other bee balm here. The top leaf, I think these are all getting ready to be flower heads now. So these will be all the purple ones over here. He is still up there. Oh, see? You never know what you're going to catch. You drinking out of the fountain? All right, you're right. We gotta step it up, buddy. Oh, while we're here, just real quick, the liatris is starting to get the pods on it to get ready to flower. There are still a couple of poppy flowers in here, but the grasses that were in there are basically swamping it. Not sure if there's anything worthwhile. Oh yeah, there is, because I mentioned in last week's video that we were going to clean out a lot down here, which we did. So look at all the room we made. So we trimmed all the way back up to the fencing. You see, it's all just pachysandra down there. We did chop through the tops of the irises that were there. A lot of ferns growing in. And look how much more now you can see of the mountain laurel. There's actually a main stem over here, and then this is all a separate clump coming out of the ground. So looking at the stones that I had put down, it looks like that may have spread out of the ground area over there. And this is actually all of the wisteria vine that we had growing over here. It's somewhere in that tangled mess back there, but it's actually spreading all along here, which is fine. We'll train it to go back around. But this whole area here, now you can see back down into the woods. I had chopped that tree off there, that branch, and there was a whole bunch of cherry growing out of there. Some more maple saplings coming back in, but now you can get all back behind the wall. And Dee also cleared out a lot of that vine that was climbing through everything. So this will allow more light to get in throughout the day. It'll help keep it a little drier. This is actually an ornamental cherry that, oh, figures just the other day there were still some cherries. These are bigger. So right up above, see right there, that's a wild cherry with the little ones on there. Those things are about pea size. But the ones that were on here were like small grapes. So this is two different cherries, a wild one, but we know we had planted that one there. Hey buddy, don't go too far, okay? What, you can't see him? He's right there. He only blends right in. Hey, boy. You move so quick. Yes, you do, beautiful. Hi. Hi. Beautiful. All right, we gotta keep moving. So this thistle over here, you see the pods are getting ready to up. And this looks like it's growing outside here, but we had planted a number of years back Chinese lantern in here, and somehow some of the seeds must still survive around. This was hydrangea that had gotten chewed up last year and the beginning of this year, and that came back again too. He's such a good boy. Are you a good boy? Yes, you are. You want to go look around back? Okay. See a lot of green in the garden. And a lot of water running out the storm drain. So we still got these sweet williams here, this little bunch. Been checking this daily for any signs of someplace that's going to start putting out flowers, but not yet. Not sure if that's another leaf cluster getting ready to open, but could not miss this from the house today. Look at the flowers on this hosta. What a show. Absolutely stunning, and really shows up from across the yard. And this bee balm is looking wonderful. And since this sweet william was later opening, it's still going. Although you can even see here the rain is just really doing a number on everything. Some of that campanula getting knocked back. Isn't that right, Sebastian? Isn't that right? Yeah, well, I'll get in the garden after. Where are you going? We're going this way. We're going this way. That's a boy. Want to go up the trail? You want to look over this side first? Unfortunately, there's not much to see. We got sad foamy bells. I mean, they spread good, you know, and everything's going. It's just always laying down. And the clematis is, I guess we can call it done for this year. Very sad year for that. But, you know, it's a trade-off. You got the lilies doing really well. You know, the rose bloomed. It just, the blossoms didn't stay for more than a couple of days because it's almost every single day we're getting thunderstorms, heavy rains. But the purple dragon is spreading so much all through here. We got on that side. And the geraniums still look happy. It's a nice bright red back here. And this bunch here is getting ready to blossom. And the ones on the elephant ear hosta are open. So let me finish walking down here, get him inside, and then I'm going to pop up into the garden. So the nasturtium is still spreading. And this one here that looked sad, well, it looks sad again, but it was looking better when it was sunny yesterday. So it's just getting a little beat down, that's all. A lot of rain. But this one here, you can see it's climbing up and around and over the sign. Hey, little ninja, did you go up into the woods? He's literally just standing here and he disappears. Sebastian, come! Hi, Miss Kitty. Yeah, it's going to rain again. I'm going to be going up in the garden in a couple of minutes if you want to join me. Okay, let me get your brother inside. Let me follow around here, see if I can get him. I completely skipped on this side too, I realized. So the campanula over here is doing great. It's laying down in the rain, but the hummingbirds, I've actually seen them going in there, and bumblebees. But here are my stargazer lilies. Again, it's like just past one finger joint on there. And these things last year were like 3 times the size, both length and width. So they're sad. I'm going to try some fertilizer. I think in the fall is when I'm supposed to, but we'll see if it's just because of the way the weather's been, or if they just need some nutrients. Oh, and I did get to work over here, but I ran out of string for that particular trimmer. So I've been beating that down and clearing up the driveway, and I just started up there by the firewood dumping site when I ran out of string. So we'll pick some of that up and get back to it. Misha, gotta call your brother. Alright, let me pop up to the garden quick. So just outside the garden, this is the area we transplanted the sunflowers and just decimated because of water coming down the hill there and just coming out this gate here and flooding everywhere. So we lost those. There's Sebastian. You're staying outside though. Nope, you're not going in and tearing up the garden. You got to stay out there, okay? What were you doing? All right, you stick around. Okay, so try to get through here too quick. The hummingbirds, or not the hummingbirds, the mosquitoes have found me and they're chewing me up alive. So these little beans, they're still growing. Well, so hi, little buddy. Hi. Aren't you pretty? Little guys that hang around here. So the stems are a little bent on these, but I'm hoping that some of the new growth is going to be enough. I'm trying to keep them around these strings to train them up. And this butternut here, it's doing okay, except you see what happens is it rains so heavy and the mud gets kicked up onto the leaves and it weighs them down. And I rinsed these last week just to get them up out of the mud, and they got caked again. So here's a great example of what we're talking about. So you get water coming off the back of there, as well as water coming down the hill. As a matter of fact, there I go. So here's the edge of the fence, and there is the ledge right up there. That's the ledge, and you can see the stream running down there. So it's kind of, it goes up in a little crevasse there with the garden, and a little closer over here so you can see. So you see the rock, and there's a little bit through the break. And the water just flows down and through over here. So that piles up all up there, and that's all pretty, a little bit higher than this ground. So that spills over as well. Comes down through here, keeps that all wet, and becomes water all through here. So it flows out over there, right across the broccoli and the celery, and it also flows this way. See over by the shovel. All the way through there. And Dee had gone with a shovel and just tried to help a little trench just to get it out past the thing there, but as you can see, we would have been better off planting rice here instead of lettuce. And those were all rotted. We checked those, they're rotted. The sunflowers are probably going to be about the same. But that's all probably about 2-3 inches of water just sitting back there right now. So this is just from the rain this morning that all this is flowing again. And again, we've had heavy rains. We've certainly had heavy summer storms, but we've never had a summer like this, I don't think, since we've been up here. I think back in the 80s is the last time I remember a summer that it was basically rain every week, every weekend. So the celery is actually doing pretty good. The cabbage, I went through, I trimmed a lot of the lower leaves to keep them off the ground, so hopefully the rotting is not as bad. And even some of the broccoli is looking perk. What we're running into, though, is you see that lettuce or celery back there broke, and now that's sitting there, so we got to cut that off. And I trimmed another one that did that. And we may wind up banding the celery just to keep it from doing that. But okay, so as the water comes, a lot of it luckily goes out and down the hill that way, but some of it is going out between the peppers. And that plant is laying down again. Oh, jeez, almost lost my boot there. So we did try to put some of the better lettuce out here. It's a little bit higher. Cucumbers, lots of cucumbers, and they're doing well. However, because it wants to be on the ground instead of up high, you see all the flowers, and right behind the flowers are the cucumbers. So those are probably going to sit on the ground and rot. These sunflowers are starting to do really good here, and the tomato is doing good. We did tie up a couple of the outside branches just to keep it up, but we have 2 tomatoes down here. Those are the 3 earlier in the season. We have another 2 here, and another one here. So the plan is to keep that getting higher and to take advantage of this. And some of the cucumbers are getting smart and starting to grab on to the arbor here. Same thing on this side. We have one that actually went from the front toward the back. So that's all cucumber there. One of the marigolds here, again with the rain, it keeps the ground so soft that the roots can't, get really hardy and hold it in tight. And the plant's top heavy now with the flower heads, so they're bending down. And one of the stems on that was broken off. Over here, not so bad. We actually also have nasturtium climbing through the fencing now. But the beans are doing really good. Despite losing a bit of leaf there, we still have it spreading up all the way, well up above this brush now, up to here. So that's pretty good. And we got a sunflower leaning over here. That bunch is doing good. That bunch of sunflowers over there, mostly low, but not too bad. I'm seeing a little bit of green popping out of the ground here. I don't think that's sweet potato, but those leaves are different than that. But it is, I think it's over in this area, so we'll just keep an eye on it. This little sweet William patch here, it keeps getting swept by the water over the side, even though it's a little higher, so they're still really tiny. And I'm pretty sure if those don't get to go to seed, then nothing is going to survive from that. How's the eggplant doing? This central plant here, this is the one to watch. One on the end isn't getting any bigger, and these 2 are slowly getting bigger. Let's see if I can help this guy again. Yeah, it's so hard to keep stuff where it's supposed to be when the ground is just so soft. We got to get that pepper up, and I'm stuck again. Oh. The banana peppers, the plants are doing good. Like this guy here, this is perfect. Getting nice and tall, pretty sturdy, and we think behind the flowers we have some banana peppers starting. And everyone is like that. They got a bunch on there. Look at those red potatoes. Look at all of the flowers on there. Every one of them is just flowering like crazy. Go here a little, sink in, but aren't these amazing? And just the whole row here. And lots of mushrooms growing. And I'll finish up with the pumpkins. I'll get around the other side, but every day there are flower blossoms, mostly male blossoms from what I've seen, but there are certainly been a few female. Some of the female actually started making fruit. Unfortunately, a couple of the fruit look like they rotted. No surprise, I guess, from all the rain. But the vines are really strong and they're spreading. So that's going to increase their odds of having, you know, places to set fruit that's not necessarily going to be in the softer, wetter ground. So there's one right there. That one's not going to make it. That's turning all yellow. So that's a lost opportunity. But look at all the flowers in there. It's picking up. So here's another one to watch, right close there. Right now it's lifted up off the ground, so maybe. But it's going down along there. If it stays up along the side, if it starts climbing up above, all of that will help increase its odds. So it's not just sitting in one place, maybe where the water's pulling up. Look at these strong vines. I love pumpkin plants, I really do. So that'll certainly keep going down along and up and down. I mean, it's only mid-July. So look at the growth from last week. Right? Probably twice as much overall growth again. So if every week this pumpkin patch doubles, you know, by my birthday, this thing is going to have overtaken the whole lower corner here. But I think I covered all the major stuff, and the rain is getting heavy again. So before the mosquitoes take the last of my blood, I'm going to finish this up. So, garden is not a failure, but we do have some unfortunate losses. But we also have some excitement. And lots of rain. So, thanks for watching.